Accenture, Mindtree, Deloitte, they will not be focusing on the questions nowadays in 2020-21, that the questions are not going to be based on formulas itself. The questions will be completely based on your logics and concepts. So, maths without formulas will be looking how. So here I am giving you a demo session. What kind of sessions I will be providing you so that you enjoy your mathematics and your aptitude class and be able to crack the interview as well. Okay. So guys, today in my class today, I am going to teach you 3 chapters. Now you must be thinking like it is a demo session, it is an orientation session. Now how this Pratiksha is going to teach us 3 chapters. Now I will tell you, I am writing the name of these 3 chapters: percentages, profit and loss, and the third one is simple and compound interest. Okay, simple and compound interest. Please ignore the handwriting, because these handwritings are being done by the pen or drawing which is provided by this app of online video conferencing. So it will be not like as you do in the offline sessions. So percentages, profit and loss, and simple interest and compound interest I am going to teach you today. And I want all the students and the teachers who are sitting in front of me to enjoy these particular session, because you must have not learned something like this ever before. Okay. Now how can we crack 3 chapters with one concept? As I said you that there will be no formula. How can we crack 3 chapters with one concept? This is just a demo. See, there will be a lot more things to come in the classroom sessions. Now, to solve these 3 chapters, I am going to explain you one small concept first of all. So, just assume that, suppose if I am wearing this jacket, right? So, suppose if my jacket is 500 rupees, suppose, clear? And now I want to sell this jacket to you people. If I want to sell this jacket to you people, I'll increase the price of the jacket by 20%. Clear? If I want to sell this jacket to you, I'll definitely want some profit. So I'll increase the price by 20%. Now my jacket is 500 rupees. If I want to increase by 20%, I'll write into 120 by 100. So I'll sell you the jacket for 600 rupees, that is 12,560 and one more 0. Clear? This is the first thing. Second thing, suppose I have the same jacket and somebody asked me, please sell me the jacket at 20% discount. If I want to sell this jacket for 20% less, I will sell him the jacket for into 80 by 100 I will do. It means I'll sell it for 400 rupees. Now this is the only concept which will crack 3 chapters. How? What did you understood from here? If you increase something by 20%, you are writing 120 by 100. If you decrease something by 20%, you are writing 80 by 100. 20% increase means 100 plus 20 by 100. 20% decrease means 100 minus 20 by 100. Suppose if I take one more example. 35% increase will be into 135 by 100. 35% decrease will be into 65 by 100. I hope this concept is understood. If this concept is understood, like 20% up is what and 20% down is what, we are ready to start the chapters now. Clear? So I'll take your 15 to 20 minutes more to show you the magic, how mathematics can be enjoyed by understanding a small concept. Okay? So let's see the first question, which is from the chapter of percentages. Okay? I hope the screen is clearly visible to everyone in the class. The question written here is a very popular question which comes in the aptitude exam. The population of a town is 15625. It increases by 4% annually. What will be the population of the town after 3 years? Suppose this is the question. I hope everybody can read the English carefully and properly. So today, suppose population of a town means, suppose if I say Hyderabad, Hyderabad's population is 15625, suppose. And if I increase the population 4% annually, Hyderabad's population is increasing by 4% annually. 4% increase means I can write into 104 by 100. Yes or no? The same concept which I taught you just now. Hyderabad's population is 15625, increased by 4% is 104 by 100. What will be the population of the town after 3 years? 3 years means first year it increased by 4%, second year it increased by 4%, third year it increased by 4%. Clear? Now if I write this, I'll get the answer of the question. Now you will say me that, ma'am, this calculation is so tough. Now remember one point, when you are going to write the aptitude test, calculator will be not provided to you in any of the aptitude tests in the world. You don't have any kind of calculator or machinery appliances provided to you. So how to calculate this calculation in less than 1 minute? Why 1 minute? Because they will provide you 30 questions for 30 minutes. Clear? Now see how fast I can calculate this. Now that is, generally all of you will cancel this 15625 with this 100 because you think like it is a multiple of 5. No. What I will do is I will cancel these numbers first. So when I cancel these numbers, I get 26 by 25. I get 26 by 25. Here also I get 26 by 25. I hope the students are enjoying the class. Please concentrate, you will enjoy. Different perspective of mathematics, okay? So 26 by 25, 26 by 25, I just cancelled it out. Now in the denominator, I have 3 25s. I already know that 25 cube is 15625. Everything will get cancelled in the denominator. 25 cube is 15625, it got cancelled. Now what I am left is the numerator. The numerator is 26 into 26 into 26 means 26 cube, and I already know that what is 26 cube, 17576. I got my answer in less than 1 minute. Now how do I know 15625 is 25 cube? How do I know that 17576 is 26 cube? All these things are a part of your syllabus and course when you learn aptitude from me. So how to do a calculation fast is very important in this exam. Okay. Now I hope the question is clear, the concept is clear, and the percentage question is solved. Everyone. We'll see the next question. Okay. The next question is from the chapter of profit and loss. We are comparing 3 chapters with one concept. First chapter is already done. Percentages is already done. One more question I will show you. This is the demo class, right? So percentages is already done. Profit and loss I will show you. Simple interest, compound interest I will show you only with one concept. Now see. A man buys a cycle for rupees 1400 and sells it at a loss of 15%. What is the selling price of the cycle? Clear? The students. I purchased a cycle for 1400 rupees. If I want to sell this at a loss of 15%, just now I told you 15% up means 115 by 100. 15% down means 85 by 100. Yes or no? I hope you are guys understanding. If you say yes or no also, I can't listen to you. Okay? Because I have only asked you to mute yourself. So, till the cycle for 1400. If you give it at a loss of 15% means into 85 by 100. Cancel the hundreds. 85 into 14 is 1190. I hope everybody in the class can easily do 85 into 14. Now guys, we have just solved a profit and loss question. Now you must be thinking like, Madam, this is such an easy question you are explaining us. Do you know that if you see this question in a particular copyright book of aptitude, what formula they will show you? They will give you a very lengthy formula, something like this. Cp into 100 minus loss percent by 100 is equal to Sp. Such kind of lengthy formulas they will show you in the books. The whole student world is learning like this, but we are neglecting this because we are learning aptitude only based on the concepts. I solved a question of percentage, I solved a question of profit and loss as well. Okay. Now, wait for the next question, which is going to be very interesting. Okay. Find the CI if rupees 1000, this is from simple interest and compound interest. Find the CI if rupees 1000 was invested for 1.5 years at 20% per annum. First of all, do you know that what is a compound interest formula? If I write a compound interest formula here, you guys will be afraid to see the compound interest formula. See, P 1 plus R by 100 to the power time minus 1. Do you know that? I think there are some maths teachers maybe sitting in front of me, or if there is a BSc or MSc student mathematics sitting in front of me, he must know that yes, this is the correct compound interest formula which I have written in front of you. Yes or no? This is the correct compound interest formula. Now, here the time is given as 1.5 years. Guys, just imagine that in the power, if I put 1.5 years, you have to solve power 1.5. Without calculator, this is so difficult to crack in aptitude test. It is okay if I am writing a 12th class board examination or intermediate board examination, but in aptitude test, you can't solve these things with the general methods of maths. Now, how we are going to solve this question? Forget everything. Okay, now we are coming to the same concept to get the answer of this compound interest. How? First of all, what is interest? Suppose today I give you 500 rupees and after 3 months you give me 700 rupees. So what is the interest I got? 200 rupees. This is a very common sense. This particular amount is called as principal. This particular amount is called as amount. And this 200 is called as interest. So I give you 500 rupees, you give me 700 rupees, 200 is the extra amount which is my interest. I hope this is very common sense, it is clear to everyone. Now let's solve this question. Find the CI when 1000 was invested for 1.5 years at 20% per annum. Per annum means per year. How much time do I have? 1 year. 0.5 means 6 months. The rate of interest for per year is 20%, means 1 year rate of interest is 20%. Already given the question. So 6 months rate of interest will be what?
10%.
Obviously 10%, half. That is again a common sense. If 1 year rate of interest is 20%, 6 months rate of interest is 10%. Now, how much amount you are investing? 1000. 1000 I am investing. Suppose if I give 1000 rupees to you. In the first year, you will give me 20% interest. Interest means you will increase my amount by how much? 20%. So I write into 120 by 100. First year interest is completed. Then for the 6 months you will give me an interest of 10%. So I will write into 110 by 100. Cancel this. Zeros are cancelled. 12 into 11 is 132, 10 is 1320. What is the meaning of this? You invested 1000 rupees, it became 1320 rupees. How much interest you got?
320.
320. So what is the compound interest of this question? 320 rupees. What is the compound interest of this question? 320 rupees. This is so easy to find out the compound interest. I give you 1000, you increase by 120 by 100, 110 by 100, amount became 1320, interest earned is 320 rupees. And here is what the combination of the three chapters I have solved and explained you how by learning only one concept you can solve three chapters, that 120 by 100 and 80 by 100. 120 by 100 and 80 by 100. Okay, I hope these things which I taught were clearly audible and you guys have been able to understand it as well. Okay, now Malcolm, can you please switch on the audio if any student has any question regarding me? I don't want to delay the demo session too much. Okay, so I want to keep it a very short and simple. Is there any question from any of the students who are sitting while explaining the three chapters of percentage, profit and loss, and compound interest, simple interest? Were they able to understand what kind of aptitude teaching will be provided to them when they will be attending my class?
So, Pratiksha, can you hear me? Am I audible? Pratiksha, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay, I just want to check if you can just share the topics we're going to cover for them during the CRT program, and then we will ask them any questions they've got.
Yeah, these are the topics
Okay.
which are combined for
Okay.
quant and logical reasoning, which I will be covering during the training period.
Okay, so students, these are the topics that Pratiksha is going to cover during the training program. So those are topics that she wanted to share. When we are going to mention for the campus recruitment training program, we have three divisions: aptitude, logical, reasoning, and quantitative. So in those three topics that we're going to do, what we want to deliver, Pratiksha says these are the topics that she's going to cover during the training program. Is that clear? Now, whatever she taught you, it was just a gist to let you know that this is the kind of training. But today Pratiksha is doing it online. She will be here present doing the training for you face to face. So she is not available today, so that's the reason she is doing it online for you. But when we do the training program, Pratiksha will come to your college and she will deliver the training in your classrooms, and she will use the power projectors and the whiteboards, and she'll start doing the training for you. Is that clear? Now, if you have any questions, I will give the mic to you. You can ask questions to her, clarify your doubts and so on. Anybody got questions, raise your hands please. Any doubts?
Yeah,
about-
any questions are welcome. Please ask questions, students.
If you have any questions about aptitude skills, logical reasoning, quantitative, what is it that you want to know about the training program, or whatever she just taught you also. If you have any doubts, any questions, you can ask her now. And you can raise your hand, I'll give the mic to you. You can ask your question and clarify your doubt. Any questions?
What would be the duration of the course?
What will be the duration of the course? I will answer the question. I'm going to share a presentation to you. That's going to cover everything. What is the course details? What is the duration? And the fees. The fees will be given to you by the college management. But we will only discuss about the program, about whatever we're going to cover for you. Is that clear? Any other questions, guys? Any questions? Anybody? Okay. So Pratiksha, thank you very much. All of you can say thank you to her, please. Pratiksha.
Thank you, coach, everyone, Malcolm, and the team. Thanks a lot.
So Pratiksha, you can log off. Thank you very much. Okay, presentation. All right. So just to let you know what we've done during in the month of I was in touch with Srinivas sir as well. In July, August, September last year, we did a training program for the students, for the final year students. So Badruka College, are you aware of Badruka College, which is here now? So the final year students and MBA students, we did a complete online training program for them. It was a wonderful program, very successful. You know, the difference between the online classes and face-to-face classes, we have an LMS. The LMS system is available for us. We have PowerPoint presentations. We have complete drive available for you there. So students can browse through that, and attendance is taken online. Your assessments are conducted online also. So we used to conduct the assessment online. Whatever topics we covered for the week, we had a weekly assessment. The candidate used to log in there, conduct the assessment, and the results were displayed to them directly there itself. So Keshav Memorial College, which is here at Narayanpura, and Bhatruka College, both the final year students, we just completed the training program for them online as well. But now, touch wood, the pandemic is almost over. We are able to come to the college and do the training. We will do the training for you in your college, for you face to face. Now, quickly I'll run through this. As we said about the employers, what they're looking for, some of you spoke about skills. I said skills are very important. You need to develop your skills. Next is your knowledge. Your graduation certificate, MBA certificate tells you you've got knowledge. Your attitude. What is attitude, guys?
Positive attitude.
Positive attitude, good. But what is the meaning of positive
The
attitude?
way we behave.
Everything, not even the way you behave, the way you think, the way you react, the way you speak, the way you carry yourself. Very good. So attitude is all about how you respond to situations, how you respond to things, all that. So that is your attitude. And in the center, what do you have? Abilities. So what we are looking at is, we are looking at all these things in terms of your knowledge, your skills and attitude. Alright? During the program, we will be working on your skills, your attitude and your ability for this program. I'll just run through the... So what are we pitching for you? There's a CRP program which is called Campus Recruitment Training Program. As per NASSCOM's ideology, everyone's aware of NASSCOM? What is NASSCOM? So every industry sector has got a particular sector skill council that takes care of employment, that takes care of the governance, the compliance for everything. So for ITS, all the IT companies, all the BPO companies, they come under NASSCOM. So NASSCOM is actually like a government body for them who instructs instructions to them how to function, what to do about employment, how to provide employment, what are the strategies that you do and so on. So NASSCOM actually represents all the ITs and BPO companies. Is this clear? It is a sector skill council, SSC. So as per NASSCOM ideology for making all students industry ready, augments the soft skills to synchronize it with the industry expectations. So all the industry has certain expectations when students complete their graduation and join them. So what is that soft skills required? That is where we are going to do the training program for you on those basis. Expectation, educate the students about corporate requirements, corporate expectations, corporate etiquette or corporate ethics. Now, all of us come from different backgrounds, we come from different communities, we come from different religions. However, we also need to understand that there is a corporate culture that exists. Tomorrow when you complete your education and go and join a company, you should not get shocked. What is this? Does this really happen? So, what we're going to do is we're going to give you an overview of what is corporate culture. What can you expect when you join a company? What are the HR policies? What are the ethics they follow? What are the cultures they follow? Right? What is the traditions that they follow? So you should not be under a shock that is this possible. So that is the reason we're doing the corporate expectations, corporate ethics and work culture in different sectors. Okay? We also talked about human HR expectations. Every company has their own, certain rules, golden rules. What are the golden rules you follow? What is the dress code you follow? Way back in 98, 99, there was a very peculiar dress code. Monday to Friday, 5 days a week you work. Monday to Thursday has to be complete formals. Formals means formal shirt, formal trouser. For the ladies, it has to be the churidar or salwar kameez. That's it. On Fridays, it was considered to be a business casuals. Right? Business casual is all about your t-shirt, your jeans and a sneaker. That's all. No slippers, no sandals, nothing colored. Okay, so that was the kind of culture that somebody followed. Now, like Google is a big company, they says there's no dress code. You can come even in your shorts to work. But different companies follow different work ethics, work culture, and this one. So we give you those inputs as well. You understand that as well. You'll also understand what are the different HR policies, what are the benefits apart from your salary, what are the extra benefits you get, your medical insurance, your shares, if you are able to buy some shares from the company, are you eligible for that? What is the cutoff, how many leaves you get in a year? It could be casual leaves, it could be sick leaves, okay, optional leaves, whatever. And you also have shift times, allowance for shifts. If you are working the night shifts, what is it available as well? So we'll give you that download also. So what is the program objective? Can anybody read that for me?
To synchronizes the student-industry relationship, to bring the skill gap between to bridge the skill gap between campus and industries, to orient the students to the ITES industry and its needs, to make them understand the importance of being industry ready, to augment the students' employability skills, to improve the success rate of college campus and recruitment, to make the students corporate savvy.
So do you understand now what is the objective of the program? All of you? Who needs this training? Students who are looking at placements through campus interviews, students are looking at various career options, look forward to get through any other interview. Okay? Students who aim high in corporates, ITES industries, students who aspire to enhance their personality and improve their interview-facing skills. Okay? Students who wish to honor their leadership skills, students who wish to be entrepreneurs. So some of you may not want to join and wage employment, you may want to become a business entrepreneur or business person. So for them also, it's very important. So this is what we cover here. Students are for degree, engineering, MBA colleges, students of any semester serious about a career. What is the training methodology? Online training, we used to do online training because it was the pandemic that time, but now we will do the classroom training for you, back to it. We will use PowerPoint presentations, we do role plays, we do exercises, and we also do PowerPoint presentations and case studies. So we'll give you case studies, you will also do the case studies along with the trainer as well. Right? Online assessments will be conducted. Yes, we will not use this notepad kind of thing. We will do it in the online assessments for you. So that is one. Okay. Now, my friend, this is your answer. So these are the topics we're going to cover for you. Functional English. Functional English is all about your grammar, your past tense, present tense, your articles, your subject verb agreement, whatever you learn, how to ensure that you improve your functional English, understanding of the functional English, reading comprehension, conversational skills, presentation skills, group discussions, aptitude, logical and quantitative and reasoning, which is done by Pratiksha already. She's going to cover that for you. Resume writing and mock interviews will be done for you. So guys, let me tell you, I've conducted more than 50,000 to 1 lakh interviews so far. And it's not that easy. But I give you real-time experience. I make you understand what is it to sit on that chair and do an interview. If you're going to be overconfident or you're going to be confident, and what is the line you shouldn't draw. How to be confident and sell yourself in an interview. I talk about interview skills in that manner. For example, if you have a water bottle, you have a water bottle, and each one of you who's attending an interview is actually a water bottle. Any logic behind this? What is the logic? I am your customer, I have to buy you. All of you are my products. All of you are my water bottles. Which water bottle will I choose and why? Which water bottle will I select and why? You understand what I'm trying to say? It is, you just have to relate to it. Interview skills is all about you selling yourself to the person who has to buy you. Are you willing to look at what are the qualities he's looking at, what are the skill sets he's looking at, what is the job description? Do you have that in you? So, a smart person who's attending an interview will also look at what are the skill sets required, especially the job description about the job. And you have to check, do a self-assessment, do I have those skill sets or not? because I'm sure he's going to ask me questions on that job description. And do I have the skills? Yes or no? But remember, it's very difficult for a fresher to attend an interview and sell himself. An experienced person, he's got a lot of experience, so he can talk about his experience, he can talk about his subject knowledge and so on and sell. But for a fresher, it is very difficult. Today, if I take an interview today here, all of you are attending the interview. I got 2 positions. I'm taking interviews for all of you. Who will I select and why? How do I know you are the best? In an interview, I'll be able to understand you are the best? Yes, it is. It is possible. Because I'm smart, I'm not dumb. Because if I'm a HR person, I can take anybody and anybody. Anybody in the world, please come join my company. Please come join my company. I can't do that. I have some responsibility on my shoulders. I have to ensure I select the best, and he's going to be representing my company. So my interview is not going to be that easy. For me, if it's possible, I will corner you, shoot you down also, to see how can you handle work pressure, how can you handle criticism, are you a team player, are you a person who is more self-involved, or are you a person working with a team together? Are you a team player? You understand what I'm trying to say? So all these things count for me. So I will do something on that one. So we give you live examples on interviews, we'll do mock interviews for you, we'll share some good examples of interviews with you so that you can help yourself practice and improve your interview skills as well. Okay? How do you prepare your resume? Now, people who have experience, they can type 3, 4, 5, 10 pages of resume because they've got experience. But as students, how can you prepare a resume that is really standard, specific, and useful for the particular job role? That will also be useful for you. Alright? Now, negotiation skills, very, very important. It will start from your interview. You know where you start negotiation skills? Very good, somebody said it. Yes, salary, excellent. You start from there itself. How do you negotiate your salary with the person? Are you going to be blunt? Are you going to be, dominating? Are you going to be, you win, I win, you lose, I win. It's up to you. So negotiation skills is another skill. We will teach you how to improve that skill within you, not only at the HR, when you're talking to your customers, when you're dealing with your managers, your peers, how do you handle that? So all that is also taught to you as well. Then telephone etiquette. It's not just like a mobile phone, you pick up and say hello, hi, right? So there's a kind of etiquette rules that we will teach you, what to follow during a corporate etiquette. In telephone etiquette, you will come across how to talk to your customers, who's your internal customer, who's your external customer, what is the conversational skills you follow and so on. Alright? So that is a 70-hour program. Email etiquette. The email etiquette is all about how do you send emails to your customers, alright? How do you write to them and so on. What is the kind of emails you have to write, the subject, and so on. So we'll teach you a lot of things on that as well. So before I close today, I wanted so this is something on the aptitude skills, what Pratiksha spoke about. This is a list of colleges that we have already trained. JNU, Kakinada, Vijayanagaram, CMR College, SRKR College, Geeta University. Then these are some of the Kasturba Degree College, St. Anne's Degree College, St. Pius Degree College. We also done it for Villamary College last year as well, for them as well. So we're doing a lot of colleges we are already doing the same program for. Corporate trainings, as I said, these are different kinds of corporate trainings we do. New hire training, train and hire, flow support, email and chat etiquette, train and hire, and for other training programs. All these are the training programs that we offer. Corporate training services, as I said, we also do training programs for corporates. This is the one. These are the companies I'm tied up with to do training programs for new hires: WNS, Southern Global Services, Amazon, Jetpack, Wipro, DuPont, ADP, 24/7, and Unisys. Okay. These are some of the photographs. This is the colleges that we have trained. This is VITS, Vidyan Institute of Technology and Science, Vidyan Bharat Institute of Technology. This is our Villamary College. We have done the program here also. This is at JNTU as well. The partial companies that are tied up with. So apart from the program that we are going to deliver for you, we will also provide placement assistance for you for the companies that we are tied up with. Okay. So before I stop, I want to do a small activity for you. Can I take 5-10 minutes?
Yes, sir.
So you get a little gist about what is it all about. Okay. I want you to interact with me. If you don't interact, you will not enjoy the program. Is it okay? Are you okay to interact with me? Or are you shy? 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 No? Good. Okay. Okay, all of you, 5 minutes, please concentrate on me. Okay? I'm going to ask you some questions and then we will do a role play as well. When you meet somebody for the first time, what do you create in your mind? Wow.
Impression.
My second question to you. You're meeting me for the first time, what kind of impression you call it? You see, you have to be smart. Smart students will give smart answers. My answer is in the question. You're meeting me for the first time, what kind of impression you call it? You have to be smart, that's what I said. First impression. How important is first impression? First impression is the best impression. Last impression. First impression is?
Best impression.
Best impression. First impression important. So my question to you is, why is first impression important? No, is it important? Why is it important? It reflects about you, fine, but why is it important? Look at the outcome, look at the result. Look at the outcome, look at the result. Why is first impression important? First impression is always remembered. Your friend says that. Okay, anybody else?
Then you decide further want to
Continue or not, okay? So now I want you to think about it, okay? Before we go to a role play, I'll ask you some more things. What will you take into account when you talk about first impression? Body language, very good.
communication,
Communication, okay.
confidence,
Confidence, okay.
eye contact.
Alright, so if somebody can come here, next to me, stand here, one volunteer, anyone, boy or girl, please. One volunteer, please. I won't eat you, I'm gluten. One volunteer, please come. So we are meeting for the first time. Let's each talk to each other. I'll introduce myself, my name, that's all. Hi. Hi, my name is Malcolm. How are you doing? So, I love enjoying you. Now, let's ask him what is the impression he has about me, okay?
Yeah.
So excited.
You're so excited to meet me, and I don't feel comfortable when you are doing like that.
Thank you. Please come. So, guys, very simple to summarize it. If I have to summarize it, the way you look, he or she looks, sounds. What is sound? Volume. Volume. Okay. And the third point, very important, is speaks. Speaks. Now we'll do a small exercise here. I want all of you to close your eyes. All of you close your eyes and listen to me very carefully. Close your eyes. If you don't close your eyes, you will not picturize it. Close your eyes. Imagine every day you travel to college by the local bus or college bus. Every day in the morning you walk from your residence to the bus stop to catch your college bus in the morning at 8:20 or 8:30. So for the boys in this class, every day in the morning you go, so one day you are walking to the bus stop to catch your bus. You see a very beautiful girl there, well dressed, very sweet, looking very, very nice, and your heart is beating faster. Da, 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 da. Okay, for all the girls in the class, you see, no, please close your eyes. You see a very handsome boy standing at the bus stop, well groomed, well smart, very nice, and your heart is beating faster. As you go close to the person will ask you, college bus number going, name yours what? My name I tell you after bus coming. Open your eyes please. What happened to the impression? So who did you visualize? No. So the point I'm trying to make here, guys, it's very simple, right? We spoke about first impression. We spoke about first impression. We said how important is first impression. It is scientifically proved. It just takes 10 to 12 seconds to create an impression. 10 to 12 seconds. And remember what I told you. Looks, sounds, speaks. These three things, you'll be able to create an impression about the person. Now when I gave this exercise, you were visualizing about the person. You said, wow, handsome person, well groomed, well dressed, everything. But when the person opened the mouth to speak, what happened? What happened to the impression? So, when you looked at the person, the impression was here. And as the person opened the mouth to speak, the impression went down. Right? So, what did you learn from this exercise?
Not always looks are important, but communication is important.
Don't judge a book by its cover. Very good point, guys, right? So it happens with us as well. You know, it's not important that what you wear, how well you are groomed, what costly branded clothes you wear creates an impression. I'm sorry, no. It is important, but it does not cover everything. So if you don't have the skill set to speak, or you don't have the volume to speak, if I had to stand here, had long beard touching my belly, okay, had long hair, oils dripping, and my clothes were torn, and I had to stand here and say long nails, and say, good morning students, I'm here to do training program to you. Will you actually even listen to me also?
No.
You forget about looking at me, you say, sir, that is the door, please go down. So the point you need to realize, it's also very important that it's just not what you wear. I can wear the best of suits, the costliest Van Heusen or whatever clothes I wear. It's not necessary. It's also important for me to understand the way I speak, the way I treat the other person is important as well. Right? So that is one thing we wanted to check about. So when we talk about the three parts, we talk about looks. I consider that to be visual. When we talk about sounds, like you said, vocal cords, right? The vocal sounds. So it's your tone. Can I have that board yourself for 2 minutes? It's your tone. Now, what is a tone? Can anybody tell me what's tone? Tone.
The speaking capacity of our voice.
No. Pitch is different, totally different. Pitch is different, tone is different, intonation is different.
Being soft texture of your voice.
No, that is your volume. Bass of your voice, no.
Rate of speech.
No. Come on, guy. Very close. Okay, bye. Go on. Okay, I'll give you a clue. It's about what you feel. I'll give you a very short thing. It's about what you feel. So what is it? So I was giving this first thing for you. Is it visible to all of you? Yes. So we're talking about the visual part. So you've got three components. This is called the 3 V's of communication. It's called the 3 V's of communication: visual, vocal, verbal. The exercise we're going to do is for first impression. So we spoke about looks. So what would we consider to be looks? So you can say the way the person looks, grooms. What is grooms, guys? Grooming. What do you mean by grooming? No, grooming is different. For the boys, you have to have a shave, have a bath, all that, cutting your nails, looking. That is called grooming, okay? So grooming is keeping yourself presentable, right? And then it's your dress that you wear, okay? Your facial expressions. Yes, very good. Who said that eye contact? Yes. How important is eye contact?
It's very important.
Why?
Because it is still like you have to for your confidence.
So I'll tell you what happened. I was taking an interview in this, what's it called, School of Business. School of Business at Gachibowli. I was hiring for HSBC there. So there were these MBA students who walked in. There was one student who came and gave me the certificate. You know, this is an MBA certificate. He gives it to my hand. So this is my MBA certificate. What's the salary you're offering me? Attitude, very good point. Attitude. He walked into the interview without even sitting on the chair. He gives me the certificate and says, "This is my certificate MBA. What is the salary you're offering me?" And he's staring at me completely, like, you know, I should get scared. Come on. So your friend rightly said attitude, but the way he was staring at me, he really felt I'm going to get scared and give him the job. I told him, please, that is the door. Walk out. No, I was very polite. If you're showing attitude, I can't show attitude. Doesn't matter. I got some manners in me. My parents brought me up with some manners. I come from a decent college that taught me the decency of this. It's not that somebody is harsh with you, you will be harsh with them. I'm not that person. So I told him, please stand outside. That is the door. I'll call you back. Another person came, very quiet, very sweet. He walks into the classroom, the interview like this. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Sir, can I sit, sir? Yes, please down. He sat down. I asked him, please introduce yourself. Sir, my name is Kishore. I'm from Vijayawada. I'm a student, studying, sir, still studying. He's not maintaining eye contact at all. He was not maintaining eye contact at all. He was actually observing the full room. How many lights are there? How many fans are there? What is on my table? What all things are on my table? He's not maintaining eye contact at all. I told him, what happened to you? Then I see him under the table, his hands are shivering like this. Literally shivering. So what does that signify? Nervousness. I told him to please relax. I gave him a glass of water. Please drink this glass of water. Go out, take a deep breath for 2-3 minutes, relax. It's an interview. It's not something that is going to decide your life. It is not, it's just a parcel of life. Take it easy. I'm your friend. My name is Malcolm. So before you come, I'm telling you, don't worry. Go back. I treat you like a friend. So he went outside and he came back. And the next, there was such a huge transformation there. Because I could see this guy now looking at me, talking to me, you know, at that time. I was just comparing the person who came, that last guy, put the certificate in my hand and looked at me like that and said, what is the salary you're offering me? And then this person, who I gave an opportunity to go out, take control of his nervousness, come back and talk to me. There was a huge difference. But you know what I did? I called the person again who was staring at me. I said, this is my company. My company is $1 billion company. Why should I buy you? You understood the point there? Yes. He threw the paper at me and said, my MBA certificate, what is the salary? I said, this is my organization, it's $1 billion company, our turnover is so much, why should I buy you? And then I put 10 more other certificates in front of him and I said, you have scored 80%, these are 10 people of your classmates who have scored more than 80%. Why should I buy you? Okay. Then I asked him, I did the same exercise. I gave him the bottle. This is the bottle. I wanted to sell this water bottle to me. I'm your customer today. Try and sell this water bottle to me. That's it. He tried his level best. He was totally different from the attitude that he showed me the first time. The second time when he came in and I gave him an opportunity, he tried his level best. Sir, I come from this company called Bailey's Water Company, and this water is very nice, purified water. Compared to the other water bottles, this water is very, very good. It is already tested in the labs. He tried his level best. Then I asked him, tell me now, why should I buy this water bottle? You gave me everything. There's so many other water bottles. Then he realized. He cried and said, I'm very sorry, sir. I didn't tell him anything. I didn't give him feedback. I didn't tell him you were rude. I didn't tell him you were bad, you had an attitude. I only made him compare himself to the water bottle and said, if you were these water bottles, and there's so many other water bottles, if you come and throw this water bottle at me, will I just buy you just like that? As a customer, I need certain things. I will look at what is the quality of the water bottle. What is the quantity of the water bottle? What does the water bottle have that other water bottles don't have? Same goes with you. What if I select you for my organization? What is there in you that others don't have? See, everybody comes for an interview, they'll say, I'm a hard worker. Everybody says that. What is your strength? Hard working, sir. Come on. What is hard working? If I tell you to be a housekeeping person, go and wash the toilet, you'll do it. So don't try and follow others. Your answers should be unique. Your answers should make sense. If you want to sell yourself to the person, you also need to remember these points that I need to sell myself to the person. In that 30 minutes or 20 minutes of interview, 15 minutes of interview that you sit, you should be in a position to say to the person, I am different from the others. Everybody will ask you the same question. Tell me something about yourself. Sir, my name is Ram. My father is a farmer. My mother is a homemaker. I am from... Who wants to know all that? Yeah? Come on. Is that your introduction? I'm just sharing this with you because this is what the interview thinks about. If you think you have to put yourself in the other person's shoe. He is taking so many interviews. Let's say in this class, if he's going to take 150 interviews, who is he going to select and why? Same answer. It's like, no.